6. Embracing change and living authentically. As we come to the end of this journey, let's talk about embracing change and living authentically. Change is one of the only constants in life, and yet it's something that so many of us resist. We get comfortable, we settle into our routines, and we avoid anything that threatens to shake things up. But the truth is, change is what makes life exciting. It's what helps us grow, evolve, and become the best version of ourselves. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new experiences, new opportunities, and new possibilities. One of the most important things you can do is learn to be comfortable with discomfort. Change is rarely easy, it often comes with uncertainty, with fear, and with challenges. But those moments of discomfort are where the magic happens. They're the moments when we learn what we're capable of, when we discover strengths we never knew we had. If you want to grow, if you want to live a life that's full of meaning and purpose, you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to embrace the unknown and trust that, no matter what happens, you'll be okay. Living authentically means being true to yourself, even when it's hard. It means listening to your own voice, following your own path, and making choices that align with who you are and what you believe in. Too often, we let the expectations of others dictate our choices. We do what we think we're supposed to do, rather than what we truly want to do. But living that way can leave you feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, and lost. To live authentically, you have to be willing to let go of the need to please everyone else and start living for yourself. It's about being honest with yourself about what you want, about what makes you happy, and about what you need. It's about letting go of the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, and the fear of not being enough. Because the truth is, you are enough, just as you are. You don't need to change who you are to fit someone else's idea of who you should be. You are unique, and the world needs you to show up as your true self. When you live authentically, you give others permission to do the same. You become a light for those around you, showing them that it's okay to be who they are. Embracing change also means letting go of what no longer serves you. Sometimes, that means letting go of relationships that are holding you back, of habits that are keeping you stuck, or of beliefs that are limiting your potential. It's not always easy, but it's necessary if you want to grow. Letting go is not about giving up, it's about making space for something better. It's about trusting that, by releasing what's no longer serving you, you're making room for new opportunities, for new growth, and for new joy. And let's not forget the importance of self-acceptance. Living authentically means accepting yourself, flaws and all. It means recognizing that you're not perfect, and that's okay. None of us are. We all have our strengths, our weaknesses, our quirks, and our imperfections. But those imperfections are what make us human. They're what make us unique. When you accept yourself fully, you free yourself from the need to be perfect, from the need to constantly prove yourself, and from the fear of not being enough. You give yourself permission to be exactly who you are, and that is a powerful thing. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the freedom to be who you are, without apology. To live authentically means to live without masks, without pretending, and without trying to be someone you're not. It means showing up as yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when it means standing out from the crowd. It's about being true to your values, your beliefs, and your passions, regardless of what others might think. Change can be scary, but it's also an opportunity. Every time you face a change, you have a choice. You can either resist it, or you can embrace it. You can see it as a threat, or you can see it as a chance to grow, to learn, and to become a better version of yourself. When you choose to embrace change, you choose to live with an open heart, with curiosity, and with a sense of adventure. You choose to see life as a journey, full of twists and turns, ups and downs, and endless possibilities. Living authentically also means being willing to take risks. It means being willing to follow your dreams, even when it's scary, even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else. It means trusting yourself enough to take that leap, to follow your heart, and to believe that you have what it takes to make your dreams a reality. The path to authenticity is not always easy, but it's always worth it. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to answer to is yourself. The only person who can decide what's right for you is you. And let's be real, living authentically doesn't mean that everything will always be perfect. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks, and there will be moments when you question yourself. But those moments are part of the journey. They're what make the victories that much sweeter, the growth that much more meaningful, and the journey that much more worthwhile. When you live authentically, you live with integrity, with purpose, and with a sense of fulfillment that can't be found any other way. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that change is a part of life. It's something we all go through, and it's something that can be both beautiful and challenging. But when you embrace change, when you choose to see it as an opportunity rather than a threat, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. And when you live authentically, when you choose to be true to yourself, you create a life that's full of meaning, joy, and purpose. You create a life that's uniquely yours, and that's something truly special. So as you move forward, I encourage you to embrace change, to live authentically, and to be true to yourself. Trust that you have everything you need within you to face whatever comes your way. Trust that you are enough, just as you are. And remember, the world needs you, the real you. Not the version of you that you think others want to see, but the true, authentic, imperfect, beautiful you. So go out there, be yourself, and live the life you were meant to live. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you found this content helpful, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one change you're ready to embrace in your life? Drop a comment below, and let's inspire each other to live authentically and embrace the beauty of change. 1. The power of privacy. A private life is a happy life. Sometimes, it's better not to talk at all about anything. You know, not every detail of your life needs to be out there for the world to see. The more you keep certain things to yourself, the more peace you often find. It's not about being secretive, it's about safeguarding your happiness. There's comfort in knowing that some things are just yours, and no one else's opinion can tarnish it. You've probably felt that need to share good news or to tell everyone about a tough time, just to feel connected. But sometimes, sharing too much makes us vulnerable in ways we don't expect. The world can be full of people who might not understand, and honestly, not everyone has your best interests at heart. It's okay to keep things private. The less others know about your private struggles and victories, the more grounded you become. Living privately gives you the power to protect your mental space from unnecessary negativity. Don't say yes to everyone to make them comfortable. It's easy to fall into the trap of being agreeable, of always being the nice person who's there for everyone. But the reality is, you have to check in with yourself before you commit to others. If you're constantly giving out yes without considering your own needs, you're bound to get drained, both emotionally and physically. Say yes to yourself first, and then decide if you have the energy to give to someone else. It's a balance, and sometimes saying no is the most loving thing you can do, not only for yourself but for others too. Every person has 3 faces. There's the one we show to the world, to strangers, the one we show to family, spouses, and close friends, and lastly, the one we show only to ourselves. Understanding this can free you from unrealistic expectations. You see, it's simply impossible for people to see you exactly as you see yourself. And that's okay. The world might think of you one way, and those close to you may know another side of you, but that deep inner part, that part is just for you. It's the most genuine version of yourself, and it doesn't require validation from anyone else. Embrace that personal face because it's where your true strength lies. Never bend your head. Always hold it high and look the world straight in the eye. Confidence is key to leading a fulfilled life. You have to own who you are, the good, the bad, and everything in between. It's not about arrogance but about having the self-respect to stand tall. Challenges will come, and people will doubt you, but if you hold your head high, it changes how the world sees you and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Rules for happiness? Simple, something to do, someone to love, something to hope for. Happiness isn't some complicated equation. It comes down to having a purpose, loving someone or something, and having something to look forward to. Life gets overwhelming, and it's easy to feel lost, But when you have those three things, you always have a reason to keep going. So, keep it simple, focus on these three, and you'll find yourself navigating even the tough days with a little more ease. The first step to getting anywhere is deciding you're not willing to stay where you are. This is where it all starts, with a decision. No one else can make it for you. Change can be scary, but what's scarier is staying stuck in a place that doesn't fulfill you. You're not a tree, you can move. And that first step? It's all about acknowledging that you deserve better, and then acting on it. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. Integrity is everything. It's easy to do the right thing when people are around, giving you credit. But what about those moments when no one's watching? That's when your real character shows. It's not always easy, but being true to your values when there's no audience will bring a kind of inner peace that's invaluable. Don't say someday, say now, because someday may never come. We've all been guilty of this, putting things off for some future version of ourselves that's somehow more capable, more ready. But that day? It might never come. The only time you have for sure is right now. So, whatever it is, do it now. Don't wait for perfect conditions, because they rarely exist. Just start, even if it's messy. Whoever fights can lose, but whoever doesn't fight is already lost. Life is a battle, and while fighting doesn't guarantee success, not fighting guarantees failure. Don't be afraid to fight for what you want, even if there's a chance of losing. Because at the end of the day, you'll regret the chances you didn't take far more than the failures you experienced. Nature hath given men one tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Communication is not just about talking, it's about listening. When we actually take the time to listen to others, we learn so much more than when we're focused on just being heard. It's a reminder that sometimes, the best way to contribute is simply to hear someone out, to understand, and to connect on a deeper level. Take a deep breath, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. We all have those days that just feel like one big disaster. But it's important to remember that a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. It's temporary. The sun always rises, and tomorrow is another chance to start fresh. Give yourself grace, and don't let one bad day define your outlook. Alright, that wraps up the first part of this journey into leading a happier, more private life. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot more to cover, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Stay tuned for the next section where we'll dive even deeper into how to make decisions that really serve you and bring more fulfillment into your everyday life. 2. Embracing self-awareness and resilience. Let's dive deeper, friends. When we talk about resilience and making decisions that truly align with who we are, it's all about knowing when to protect your peace and when to push your boundaries. You can always earn money, it's not a big deal. We often put way too much pressure on ourselves about money. It's not that money isn't important, but when you make it the center of your universe, you start sacrificing parts of yourself that can't be replaced. Your world isn't going to end just because you don't have a fixed income for a moment. Sometimes, life calls for you to take a leap of faith. Something else will work out. Trust that, and trust yourself. The average of 5 is real. If you really want to know someone, just take a look at the 5 people they spend the most time with. It's a powerful insight into how we are shaped by the company we keep. If you surround yourself with motivated, positive people, you'll naturally absorb that energy. On the flip side, if your circle is full of negative, unambitious people, their habits and attitudes can start to affect you too. So, take inventory of the people in your life. Choose your circle carefully, it directly affects the kind of person you're becoming. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and its life will not get any shorter. Happiness doesn't diminish when you share it. In fact, the more you spread joy, the more it grows. Sometimes we hold back on spreading positivity because we think we'll somehow lose our own joy. But that's not how it works. Happiness multiplies when you give it away. Smiling at someone, doing a kind gesture, or even just offering a listening ear doesn't take anything away from you. Instead, it adds more meaning and fulfillment to your own life. At first, you choose a partner based on appearance, and you enjoy it until you realize that your children will be raised not based on looks but values. This is such an eye-opener. The truth is, we often get caught up in superficial qualities, and that's fine at first. But eventually, you'll understand that it's the deeper values that truly matter, the qualities that shape how a person handles challenges, how they love, and how they contribute to the world. When you look for someone to share your life with, think beyond the surface. Look for the person who shares the values you want to instill in your future family. If you expect the world to be fair just because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Life isn't always fair, and expecting it to be will only lead to disappointment. Instead, focus on controlling what you can, your actions, your reactions, and your perspective. There will be people who treat you unfairly, and situations that don't go as planned, but that's just part of the journey. Learn to navigate those moments without letting them consume you. You will be disappointed and heartbroken multiple times, but it's how you respond that matters. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it will bring you to your knees. But each setback is also an opportunity to grow, to build resilience. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you won't let it break you. Resilience isn't about avoiding failure, it's about rising every time you fall. So, when you face disappointment, remind yourself that it's not the end. It's just another step on the road to becoming stronger. Life is a boxing game. Defeat is not declared when you fall down, it is declared when you refuse to get up. We all fall at some point. But what makes a difference is the decision to stand back up, to keep swinging even when it feels like you're running on empty. There will be times when you feel like you're out for the count, but resilience is what keeps you going. Remember, it's not about how hard you fall, it's about whether you get back up. Use things, not people. Love people, not things. This one is simple, but we often forget it. It's easy to get caught up in wanting more stuff, more money, more status. But at the end of the day, it's the relationships in our lives that bring true fulfillment. People aren't tools for our convenience, they're companions on this journey. So, invest your time and energy in the people you care about, and never treat anyone as expendable. Use material things, but always cherish the people around you. Time is your most valuable resource. There are no refunds or second chances for the time you waste. Time is the one thing you can never get back, so spend it wisely. Whether it's pursuing your passions, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying the present moment, make sure that what you're investing your time in brings value to your life. Be intentional with how you use your days, because ultimately, they add up to the sum of your life. Every journey begins with the first step. You might be looking at a huge goal, feeling overwhelmed by how far you have to go. But remember, it all starts with just one step. You don't need to have everything figured out to begin, you just need the courage to take that first step. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. And before you know it, those small steps will add up to big changes. You make the best decisions when in pain because the fear of experiencing the same pain again is the strongest motivator. Pain is a powerful teacher. When you go through tough times, you learn lessons that stick with you. It's in those moments of discomfort that you often find the strength to make the changes you've been avoiding. Don't shy away from pain, let it guide you toward better decisions and a better life. Don't let anyone make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. You are worthy of the things you desire, and no one has the right to tell you otherwise. It's easy to doubt yourself when others question your goals, but their doubts don't define your potential. You've got to believe in your worth, even when it feels like no one else does. Stand firm in what you want and pursue it unapologetically. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it." Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." It's all about shifting your mindset. When you focus on the future and the person you want to become, it's easier to stay committed. Breaking a habit isn't easy, but if you take it one step at a time, focusing on what you're building rather than what you're giving up, you'll find the strength to keep going. Never compare your life with others. They may seem better than you, but they have problems that you've never heard about. The truth is, everyone has their struggles, even those who seem to have it all. Social media often shows us a filtered version of reality, but behind every smile, there's a story. Comparing yourself to others is a losing game because you're comparing your reality to someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your own journey, your own growth, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say. People love to give advice, even when they haven't lived what you're living or achieved what you want to achieve. Be selective about whose opinions you take to heart. If someone hasn't walked the path you're on, their advice might not be relevant to your journey. Trust yourself and learn from those who have been where you want to go. That's it for this part, everyone. We're just getting warmed up, and there's so much more to uncover. If you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this journey going together. 3. Embracing change and finding balance. Let's keep going. We're diving even deeper into what it means to live a life that's genuinely fulfilling, balanced, and resilient. It's time to talk about embracing change, finding balance, and keeping your peace intact in an unpredictable world. Don't ignore a problem you see coming from a mile away. Foresight is a gift. When you notice trouble brewing on the horizon, don't pretend it's not there. So many people avoid confrontation or tough decisions simply because they're uncomfortable. But facing problems head-on when you first spot them is a form of self-care. It might be challenging, but it saves you from the much bigger issues that grow when problems are ignored. Trust that inner voice and take action when something doesn't feel right. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Life is full of moments that could either be embarrassing or hilarious. It all depends on how you choose to see them. Learning to laugh at yourself not only makes life more enjoyable but also makes you more approachable. People are drawn to those who don't take themselves too seriously. So, when things don't go as planned, instead of getting upset, find the humor in it. Laugh at the awkwardness, the mistakes, and the small failures. It's all part of the journey. Decision-making, like coffee, needs a cooling process. When you're faced with a big decision, don't rush into it. Take a step back and let your emotions cool down before you make your move. Emotions can cloud your judgment, making you act impulsively. Like coffee that's too hot to drink, decisions made in haste can often leave you burnt. Give yourself the time to think things through, and you'll be able to approach your choices with a clearer mind. Learn to cook a few basic dishes. It's a valuable life skill. Cooking isn't just about feeding yourself, it's about independence. Knowing how to make a good meal is empowering. It saves you money, helps you eat healthier, and brings a sense of satisfaction that's hard to beat. Plus, cooking for yourself or others is an act of love. It's a way to care for yourself and share something meaningful with those around you. You don't need to be a master chef, just learn a few basics and build from there. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. It's good to have goals and to plan, but remember, the future is unpredictable. No matter how much you think about what's to come, life has a way of surprising you. Instead of getting lost in thoughts about a future that might never happen the way you imagine, focus on what you can do right now. The present is where your power lies. By taking action today, you shape your future without being consumed by it. You can't cross the ocean until you lose sight of the shore. Growth requires leaving behind the familiar. You can't discover new horizons if you're unwilling to let go of the comfort of the shore. This means taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone, and trusting that you'll find your way. Change can be scary, but it's necessary for growth. The biggest adventures in life start with the willingness to let go of what's safe and step into the unknown. Embrace solitude as a time for reflection and self-discovery. It's easy to fear being alone, but solitude is a gift. It's the time when you get to know yourself on a deeper level, without distractions or outside influences. Use it to reflect on where you're headed, what you value, and who you want to be. Solitude helps you grow, and it gives you the space to recharge. Don't confuse being alone with being lonely. Solitude can be one of the most rewarding experiences if you allow it. Don't be afraid to express vulnerability, it shows strength. We're often taught to hide our weaknesses, to put on a brave face even when we're hurting. but true strength lies in the ability to be vulnerable. When you let others see the real you, the parts that are imperfect, uncertain, or scared, you build genuine connections. Vulnerability is what makes us human, and it's what brings us closer to others. It takes courage to open up, but the rewards are worth it. People, in essence, do not grow up, they only get old. This is a reminder that age is just a number. Growing older doesn't necessarily mean becoming wiser or more mature. It's the experiences you learn from and the growth you seek that truly make you grow up. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that time alone will make you better. It's how you use that time, how you learn, adapt, and change that matters. The way you treat others reflects who you are, not who they are. Your actions are a reflection of your character. How you treat people, especially those who can do nothing for you, says a lot about the kind of person you are. If you want to be kind, compassionate, and empathetic, treat everyone with respect, regardless of how they treat you. It's not always easy, but it's a choice you make every day. Don't let other people's behavior dictate your actions. Stay true to the kind of person you want to be. In the face of adversity, remember that diamonds are made under pressure. Challenges and hardships are an inevitable part of life, but it's how you face them that defines you. Pressure can either break you or turn you into something beautiful and strong. Embrace the tough times as opportunities to grow and transform. Remember that every challenge you overcome adds another layer of resilience, making you stronger and more capable. Not everything in this world should be your problem. Some things are simply none of your business. We often get caught up in issues that have nothing to do with us. Whether it's the drama between friends or the latest controversy, remember that not every problem needs your input. Focus on the issues that affect you directly. You'll be much happier that way, and you'll conserve your energy for the things that truly matter. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Sometimes people fail to see your value because they're too caught up in their own limitations. Don't let that affect how you see yourself. You are valuable, regardless of whether others recognize it. Keep your self-worth intact and don't let anyone else define it for you. You know who you are, and that's enough. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. Hindsight is always 20/20ths. It's easy to look back and see how everything fell into place, but when you're in the middle of it, things can feel chaotic and uncertain. Trust the process. You won't always understand why things happen the way they do in the moment, but when you look back, it will all make sense. Live your life, make the best choices you can, and trust that everything will work out. With every failure comes the experience needed to do better. Failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone to improvement. Every time you fail, you gain knowledge, experience, and resilience. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go your way, but failure is a natural part of the journey. Instead of seeing it as a setback, view it as a learning opportunity. With each failure, you're getting closer to success, armed with more knowledge and understanding. Be careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Quality over quantity, always. It's better to have a small circle of genuine friends who truly care about you than a large group of acquaintances who don't have your best interests at heart. True friends are there for you in good times and bad. They uplift you, challenge you, and support you. Be selective about who you allow into your inner circle, because those people have a big influence on your life. That's it for part 3. If you're getting value from these lessons, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. 4. Practicing mindfulness and personal growth. Alright, let's keep this journey going. In this section, we're going to explore the importance of mindfulness, staying present, and continuing on a path of personal growth. These lessons are all about making sure you're truly living, not just going through the motions. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it can lead us to act in ways we regret. Before you react in anger, take a step back and consider the impact of your actions. Words spoken in anger can't be taken back, and often, the consequences can be far more damaging than we intended. Practicing patience in those moments of heightened emotion helps you respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Remember, it's not about suppressing your feelings, it's about responding in a way that serves you and those around you. Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. Stories have a way of capturing truths that are often too complex or too painful to express outright. Fiction allows us to explore the human experience in a way that feels safe. The characters, the settings, and the narratives may be imagined, but the emotions and lessons are very real. Don't underestimate the power of stories to help you understand yourself and others on a deeper level. They are a mirror to our souls, reflecting the truths we sometimes struggle to acknowledge. Problems cannot be solved with the same level of thinking that created them. If you want to solve a problem, you have to think outside of the box. The mindset that created the issue isn't going to be the one that fixes it. Sometimes, you need to step back, shift your perspective, and approach the situation from a completely different angle. Growth often comes from challenging your existing beliefs and being open to new ideas. So, when faced with a problem, remember to stretch your thinking, and don't be afraid to try something different. When we give someone our time, we actually give a portion of our life that we will never take back. Time is the most precious gift you can offer anyone. It's the one resource that is finite. Once it's gone, you can never get it back. That's why it's so important to be mindful of how you spend your time and who you give it to. Make sure that the people and activities you invest your time in are worth it. Whether it's a loved one or a passion project, spend your time where it truly matters. You don't have to feel good about it, you just have to keep going. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, when things feel heavy, and it's hard to keep going. But progress isn't about feeling great every day, it's about consistency. Even when you're tired, frustrated, or scared, keep taking those small steps. You'll be amazed at how far you can go just by showing up, even when you don't feel like it. The feeling will pass, but your efforts will remain, building a foundation for the future. Lower your expectations. Having high expectations of yourself and others can be a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction. It's great to strive for excellence, but when you set unrealistic standards, you set yourself up for disappointment. Learning to adjust your expectations doesn't mean settling for less, it means recognizing what's realistic and achievable in a given situation. It's about understanding that perfection is impossible, and embracing the journey rather than focusing solely on the outcome. Lowering your expectations can lead to greater satisfaction, less stress, and more gratitude for the present moment. Learn to handle rejection gracefully, it's a part of life. Rejection is something we all face, whether in relationships, careers, or personal pursuits. It can feel like a personal attack, but it's important to remember that rejection is often not about your worth, it's about fit. Every rejection is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. When you handle rejection with grace, you demonstrate resilience, and you open yourself up to new opportunities that are better aligned with who you are. If a man is as wise as a serpent, he can afford to be as harmless as a dove. Wisdom gives you the ability to navigate complex situations, but it also allows you to be gentle. When you have the knowledge and strength to act, you can choose kindness and compassion instead. It's not about being weak or naive, it's about understanding when to use your power and when to let things be. A truly wise person knows that strength doesn't always need to be displayed. Sometimes, the greatest power is found in restraint. Your friends' problems become your problems. The smaller your social circle, the fewer problems you have. This isn't to say that you shouldn't support your friends, but it's a reminder to be mindful of the people you surround yourself with. The energy you absorb from those around you has a significant impact on your own well-being. Choose your friends wisely, and understand that it's okay to set boundaries. It's not your job to fix everyone's problems, especially if it comes at the cost of your own peace of mind. Today is the oldest you've ever been and the youngest you'll ever be again. This moment is fleeting, and it's the only one you truly have. It's easy to get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future, but the present is all that's guaranteed. Make the most of it. Laugh, love, and take risks. Embrace each day with a sense of wonder and gratitude. You're only going to be this age, in this moment, once. So make it count. whatever has begun in anger ends in shame. Acting out of anger rarely leads to positive outcomes. When you allow anger to drive your actions, you often end up doing or saying things you regret. Anger clouds judgment and makes it difficult to see clearly. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and consider the consequences before reacting. You'll find that decisions made with a calm mind lead to far better results and allow you to maintain your integrity and self-respect. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. Comfort zones are nice, but they're not where growth happens. Just like ships are meant to sail, you're meant to explore, take risks, and live life to the fullest. Staying safe might feel good in the moment, but it often leads to regret and missed opportunities. Push yourself out of your comfort zone, try new things, and embrace the unknown. Life is an adventure, and you're meant to experience it all. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will even go out of their way to see you fail. Unfortunately, not everyone will be happy for your successes. There are people who may feel threatened or envious, and they'll try to bring you down. Don't let their negativity stop you. Focus on your goals, surround yourself with people who uplift you, and keep moving forward. Your success is yours to claim, and the opinions of others shouldn't define your journey. If people took back the pain they caused you, you'd lose the strength you gained. Pain is a part of life, and while it's often difficult to endure, it also shapes you. The strength, resilience, and wisdom you gain from overcoming challenges are invaluable. Instead of wishing away the pain, recognize it as part of your growth. It's what makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing whatever comes your way. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Self-sacrifice has its limits. It's admirable to help others, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your well-being. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without taking care of yourself, you'll burn out. Set boundaries, take time for self-care, and remember that it's okay to prioritize your own needs. Helping others is important, but not at the expense of your health and happiness. Success is 5% brains and 95% consistency. Intelligence and talent are great, but they're not the key to success. What really matters is consistency, showing up every day, putting in the work, and not giving up when things get tough. It's the small, consistent actions that add up over time and lead to big results. So, whatever your goal is, stay committed. Keep pushing, even on the days when you don't feel like it, and you'll get there. That's it for part 4. If you're enjoying this series and finding it helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. We've got 2 more sections coming, and you won't want to miss them. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. 5. Letting go and embracing imperfection. Let's keep moving forward. In this part, we're talking about letting go of things that don't serve us and learning to embrace imperfection. Life is messy, unpredictable, and imperfect, and that's what makes it beautiful. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Trying to be everything for everyone is exhausting, and in the end, it's impossible. There will always be someone who's not happy with your choices, someone who thinks you should be different. Instead of spreading yourself thin trying to meet everyone's expectations, focus on being true to yourself. The people who really care about you will appreciate you for who you are, not for how well you conform to their idea of who you should be. Be yourself, everyone else is already taken. There's no point in trying to be someone you're not. You're unique, with your own strengths, weaknesses, quirks, and gifts. Embrace that uniqueness, because that's what sets you apart. Trying to fit in, to be like everyone else, only takes you further away from who you truly are. The world doesn't need another carbon copy, it needs you, just as you are. In order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it, not how you imagine their experience to be. True empathy requires us to step outside of ourselves, to set aside our own biases and judgments. It's easy to listen to someone and filter their words through our own experiences, but that's not empathy. To truly understand someone, we have to be willing to see the world through their eyes. It's about listening without judgment, about believing that their feelings are valid even if they don't make sense to us. Do not look back when leaving. When you make a decision to move on from something, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a bad habit, commit to it fully. Looking back only keeps you stuck in the past, preventing you from embracing the future. Letting go is hard, but it's also necessary for growth. Trust that you made the right choice, and keep moving forward. The past is behind you for a reason, don't let it hold you back. Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be one. It's easy to get caught up in debates about morality, to judge others for what we think they should or shouldn't do. But instead of wasting time arguing about what makes a person good, focus on being the best version of yourself. Lead by example. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Be the kind of person you'd admire, and you'll make a positive impact on the world. At your life's darkest moments, you'll see the most clearly. It's in the toughest times that we often gain the most clarity about what truly matters. When everything else falls away, you're left with the truth. Those dark moments are painful, but they're also an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. They strip away the superficial, leaving you with a clearer understanding of who you are and what you value. Embrace those moments, learn from them, and use them to guide you forward. Do not postpone joy for the sake of the future. Tomorrow is promised to no one. We often think we'll be happy someday, when we get the promotion, when we find the perfect partner, when we have more money. But the truth is, happiness is found in the present. Don't put off joy for some distant future that may never come. Find joy in the little moments, in the here and now. Life is unpredictable, and the future is uncertain. All you have for sure is this moment, so make it count. The hardest part is at the beginning of the journey. The rocket loses 90% of its fuel during takeoff. When you're starting something new, whether it's a project, a habit, or a life change, the beginning is often the hardest. It takes the most energy, the most effort, and it can feel overwhelming. But once you get past that initial hurdle, things start to get easier. Keep pushing, even when it feels like you're not making progress. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, momentum will carry you forward. If you want to get rich, think of saving as earning. Financial success isn't just about how much money you make, it's also about how much you keep. Saving is just as important as earning, if not more so. It's about being mindful of your spending, making wise choices, and prioritizing your long-term financial well-being. The more you save, the more freedom you have. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about creating a secure foundation for your future. Stop worrying about what other people think. Honestly, who gives a damn? We spend so much of our lives worrying about what others think of us, our choices, our appearance, our actions. But the truth is, people are far too busy worrying about themselves to spend much time thinking about you. And even if they do, their opinions don't define you. You have to live your life for yourself, not for others. Let go of the fear of judgment, and do what makes you happy. When you laugh, people laugh with you, and when you cry alone. Laughter is contagious. When you're happy, when you share joy, people are drawn to that energy. But in moments of sadness, it's often a solitary experience. This isn't to say that people don't care, it's just that happiness is easier for others to share. So, cherish the moments of joy, and understand that in times of sorrow, it's okay to lean on yourself. It's in those quiet, lonely moments that you find your inner strength. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Life isn't always fair, and sometimes, despite doing everything right, things don't go your way. You can make all the right choices, work hard, and still face setbacks. It doesn't mean you're a failure, it's just part of the human experience. Success isn't guaranteed, no matter how much effort you put in. What matters is how you handle those moments of loss, with grace, resilience, and the determination to keep going. Don't tell anyone what you think or what you know. Keep your secrets to yourself, because a friend today could be an enemy tomorrow. This doesn't mean you should distrust everyone, but it's a reminder to be mindful of what you share and with whom. Not everyone has your best interests at heart, and sometimes, the people closest to you can change. Protect your personal thoughts, your dreams, and your vulnerabilities. Share them only with those who have truly earned your trust. Learn to let go of the need to control everything. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every aspect of it will only lead to frustration. There are so many things that are beyond your control: other people's actions, the future, even your own emotions at times. Instead of trying to control everything, focus on what you can control: your actions, your attitude, and how you respond to what happens around you. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up, it means trusting that things will work out as they should. The more you chase happiness, the more it eludes you. Happiness isn't something you can chase, it's something you find in the moments in between. It's not a destination, it's a state of being. When you're constantly chasing after happiness, you miss out on the beauty of what's right in front of you. Stop chasing, and start noticing the joy in the little things: a beautiful sunset, a good conversation, a moment of quiet peace. Happiness is already here, you just have to see it. The key to happiness is not in seeking more, but in being content with less. We live in a world that constantly tells us we need more to be happy: more money, more success, more things. But true happiness comes from contentment, from appreciating what you already have. It's about shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's present. When you learn to be content with less, you find that you actually have more peace, more gratitude, more fulfillment. That's it for part 5. If you're finding these lessons helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the final part. We're almost at the end, and we've got some powerful insights coming up. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts, we love hearing from you. 6. Building lasting habits and finding purpose. Here we are at the final part, friends. In this section, we're going to talk about building habits that support a fulfilling life and finding true purpose. These are the principles that help you create a life you're proud of every single day. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Before you act, take a breath. Anger often makes us do things we regret, say things we can't take back. It's like a fire, it can burn everything you care about if you let it. Learning to take a pause before reacting gives you power over your actions. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The next time anger creeps in, think of what's truly important to you, and decide if it's worth risking that. If you want to create lasting habits, start small. It's easy to get caught up in big goals and think we need to make huge changes to see progress. But real, lasting change happens in small steps. Start with something simple, something so easy you can't say no to it. Whether it's 5 minutes of exercise, reading 1 page of a book, or meditating for 2 minutes, those small actions add up over time. Consistency is key. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up every day, even in a small way. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Life is unpredictable, and we can't control everything that happens. But we can control how we respond. You may not be able to change the challenges you face, but you can change your attitude toward them. You can choose to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. You can adapt, adjust, and keep moving forward. Life is about learning to navigate the storms and finding a way to stay on course, even when things get tough. Learn to be your own biggest supporter. It's great to have people in your corner, cheering you on, but ultimately, you need to believe in yourself. Self-doubt will always try to creep in, but you have to be the one to push it back. Talk to yourself the way you talk to a friend. Encourage yourself, celebrate your wins, and forgive your mistakes. The relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you'll ever have, so make sure it's a supportive one. There is no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. Success isn't handed to you, it's earned through hard work, persistence, and resilience. It's a step-by-step process, and sometimes it feels like you're not making progress. But every small step brings you closer to where you want to be. There are no shortcuts, and that's okay. The journey is what shapes you, what teaches you, and what makes success truly meaningful when you get there. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. Your actions define you. It's not enough to dream about the life you want or to talk about your goals, you have to act. Every day, the choices you make, the actions you take, They're all moving you either closer to or further from your goals. Be intentional with what you do. Make choices that align with the person you want to become, and let your actions speak for themselves. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. There's something incredibly fulfilling about helping others. It gives your life purpose and meaning. When you focus on making a positive impact in someone else's life, it not only benefits them, but it also brings a sense of fulfillment that's hard to find elsewhere. It doesn't have to be grand gestures. Small acts of kindness can make a big difference. The more you give, the more you find out about who you are. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Growth requires discomfort. It's about pushing yourself to try new things, take risks, and challenge your limits. It's easy to stay where things are comfortable, but true fulfillment comes from the times when you step out of that comfort zone and discover what you're capable of. Embrace the discomfort, because that's where the magic happens. It's where you learn, grow, and become the best version of yourself. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for finding happiness. It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. When you make a habit of noticing the good things in your life, no matter how small, you start to see just how much you have to be thankful for. It could be as simple as a sunny day, a kind word, or a good meal. Gratitude changes your perspective and helps you find joy in the everyday moments. The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, honorable, compassionate, and to make a difference. Happiness is important, but it's not the only thing that matters. What truly gives life meaning is the impact you have on others, the legacy you leave behind, and the way you make the world a better place. Strive to be someone who is remembered not for what you had, but for what you gave, for the kindness you showed, and the difference you made. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, but rest is crucial for both physical and mental health. It's not lazy to take a break, it's necessary. Rest allows you to recharge, to come back stronger, and to be more effective in whatever you do. Listen to your body, honor your need for rest, and remember that taking care of yourself is the foundation of everything else you want to achieve. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Mistakes are a natural part of learning and growing. They're not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Every mistake teaches you something, every failure is an opportunity to learn and do better. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, they mean you're trying, you're pushing yourself, and you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Let go of what you can't change. Worrying about things beyond your control only drains your energy and keeps you stuck. There are always going to be things in life that you can't do anything about. Instead of focusing on them, direct your energy toward what you can change. Accept the things you can't control, and focus on making a difference where you can. It's liberating, and it allows you to use your energy in ways that actually benefit you. Your story is still being written. No matter where you are in your life, your story isn't over. You have the power to write the next chapter, to make changes, to grow, and to become whoever you want to be. Don't let past mistakes or setbacks define you. Every day is a new opportunity to start fresh, to learn, to grow, and to make progress toward the life you want. Remember, you are the author of your own story, and you have the pen in your hand. Embrace the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain, but the present is here, right now, and it's all you truly have. Be here fully. Notice the world around you, the people you're with, the sensations in your body. When you live in the present moment, you find peace. You're not caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future, you're simply here, living, breathing, and experiencing life as it is. As we wrap up this journey, remember that life is about growth, connection, and finding joy in the journey. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's about loving yourself enough to let go of what doesn't serve you, to embrace who you are, and to keep moving forward, one step at a time. That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. If you've enjoyed these insights and found them helpful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know your favorite takeaway from today's video. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Stay strong, stay positive, and keep moving forward. See you in the next one.